Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, that would I take all praises, honor, and glory into the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this 100% truth. Much peace and blessings be unto you. Hopefully, like the out not this word of thought, truth, and sincerity. So, Yakim, I say Shalom. So, this is going to be a quick hit entitled, "The Heathens Shall Feel Continuous Shame in the Kingdom for all the horrendous acts that they have done, for them remembering all the horrendous acts that they did to our people." Because throughout history, all you had was our people being beaten down by the heathen nations around about. All right, every single nation had a part in being the head over us. All right, you had Amalek, who laid wait against our people when we were coming up out of Egypt. Right, at that one time, the Ammonites, the Moabites, and such came up against us. Various times when we were back in our land. So, and even the Arabs, an example would be the Arabs as well, because you got something else, the Arab slave trade, and what happened was that they formed the covenant with the Arabs, man. All right, but the scriptures say, the Lord even said, not to form a covenant with the heathen, man. Because we're supposed to be a consecrated people. We're supposed to be a people set apart from all nations. So we're not supposed to deal with the likes with them. Deal with the likes of them. But what did Jake do? They ended up forming covenants, and next thing you know, they ended up being betrayed by them. All right, because it was for you had something known as the Arab slave trade, and it was for the benefit, for the gain. It was really a pleasure for them to sell Jacob around. That won't be the case in the kingdom. So first of all, I take it out the book of Jeremiah, the 30th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. And verse 14. Slaki, I'm going to start at verse 12. "For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicines. All thy lovers have forgotten thee." Yeah, and I forget what chapter it was in, but it spoke about how, the nation of Israel being likened unto a woman, started seeking her lovers again. I'm gonna go back to my lovers, and then, I forget what it said, but the Lord, said that he'll put thorns around the path, and then she shall return to her first husband. Really paraphrasing right there. So, all thy lovers have forgotten thee; they seek thee not. And that's these heathen nations that Jake formed the covenant with. "All thy lovers have forgotten thee; they seek thee not. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased." In the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, it spoke about how we would get beaten down out of all nations, and we're supposed to be the top nation. We're supposed to be gods, man. We're supposed to be gods, and that's going to be the reason why these heathen nations in the kingdom will feel continuous shame, because they had a part in what? Beating us down. And we're the children of the Lord, the gods of the earth. And the scriptures say the meek shall inherit the earth, because that's who this earth is intended for. It was created for the nation of Israel, the Israelite nation, the Israelites. All right, Yashar Allah, the Princes of Power. So I take it out a precept in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, and verse, bear with me, Akim. Damn thing's bugging. Alright, so this is the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, verse 13. "And the Lord shall make thee head," and Salakia, the wrong verse. That was going into the blessings which we will receive again. We will receive the blessings plus more in the kingdom. We will receive power. We will receive women. We will receive all that, Akim. All right, but right now, we have to go through all this hell. First of all, only to get the best of the best. So this is the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. I gotta search it up online. Verse 44. "He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him." And what was one of the laws? All right, not to receive of the enemy, not to receive of the heathen, but ye shall lend to you shall lend to him, right? But now the case is you're being lent to, all right? You're receiving, you're borrowing from the heathen by way of their banks, and thou shalt not lend to him. Why? Because Jake being on the lowest state, all right, we're financially unstable, in other words, all right? We're low class. So we shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. We are the tail right now. And all these nations, all right, all the heathen nations, at least had one part, had a part in beating us down. And if it wasn't themselves, being the oppressors, it was by way of this heathen empire, all right, by way of Esau's queen. All these nations had a part against us. All right, you got them damn Ishmaelites, which are the modern day Arabs, and you have the damn Elamites, which are the modern day Hindus, over here in their little liquor shops and whatnot, and they always gotta talk shit, man. All right, yeah. Some chump literally thought that I robbed him, man. See, and that's what's gonna get these people out here. They're gonna feel continuous shame for all that. I was crossing the border the other time. You had a different Elamite who literally threatened to find me, and I would have gone to jail. But the word of Yahweh Shemel Shah, that wasn't the case, man. And as a matter of fact, all those freaking heathens that did us wrong, they'll be our slaves for all eternity. They're gonna come back and we'll beat them down. And if their spirit is like it, and if their flesh gets weary, and they're about to get with the ghost, through the spiritual power, we're gonna force that ghost back in them. All right, we're gonna work them to death, and when they're about to get with the ghost, we keep his spirit in that flesh, man, and keep on working. Having him suffer the anguish and the infirmities of this weak flesh, man. All right, this hell, because this body is a flesh. This body is hell. Digressing back, Salakia. This is the book of Job, the 8th chapter, verse 22. Salakia, verse 20. Behold, Yahweh will not cast away a perfect man, that being the Israelite people, and we're being perfected unto that day. Neither will he help the evildoers. And we're in this hellhole, we're in this captivity, right? So Lord's not just gonna leave us here, man. All right, he hears all this sighing and crying that's being done in the midst of. He hears the prayers. He literally looks at us through an eagle's eyes view. You see, he looks at us through an eagle's eyes view, and that's in the book of Psalms, if I'm not mistaken, the 14th chapter, or the 53rd chapter, somewhere around there. This is the book of Psalms, the 14th chapter, verse 2. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men, to see if there were any that did understand and seek Yahweh. All right, now, verse 1 to 3 is going to, these atheists and the wicked of our people and the heathen in general. All right, starting off with Esau, Edom. Because they're really that fool. Now you got Esau talking about evolution and whatnot, and there's no God and whatnot. So he's that fool pursuing the verse 1. But, when it says they are all going to side, that's referring to all these other people, except for the elect, because the elect are the only ones that are going to start doing the will of the Lord. And we have been doing that ever since we've been into this thing. But verse 2, the point was that the Lord looks at us, man. All right, he sees everything. He's not just going to leave us. He's not going to leave us in this hellhole, man. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men. All right, you look at the satellite images. Excuse me, Slack, you have to burp right there, but you know how you see in the satellite images, you can see your home from an eagle eye view. That's how the Lord sees us, man. Through an eagle eye view, eagle's eye view. Slaki. Going back to Job the 8th chapter, verse 22, he's gonna deliver us, man. And that's a promise. All right, he said that he will deliver us, and we have to keep to that. Yeah, because here it is. All this hell's about to break loose, and ultimately at thermonuclear destruction. You think the Lord's gonna be happy just leaving his elect just to die in that fire? Hell no. He ain't gonna repeat the same thing like in the 40 years of wilderness. But verse 21, till he filled thy mouth with laughing and thy lips with rejoicing, and going into the kingdom. And as the scriptures say, a day in thy courts are better than 1,000 of our best days. I'm gonna get that out actually. Like the other Apostle Gabar says, just teach the precepts. All right, so less rambling, so select it for my rambling right there. But this is the book of Psalms, the 84th chapter, verse 10, and it reads, For a day in thy courts is better than 1,000. I had rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my power than to dwell in the tents of wickedness. And if you remember back in the 40 years of peace, you had just some doorkeeper Israelite who looked like the king. All right, because that's how amazing we'll be in the kingdom. All right, we'll literally be dripping, man. You know, the low level Israelites, they're gonna look like straight out kings, and they will be kings, man. So for the Lord, Yahweh the Son and Shield, the Lord will give grace and glory. No good thing will he withhold from them that walk uprightly. O Lord of hosts, blesses the man that trusteth in thee. And that's referring to the elect, man. All right, because we're going to retain that faith, as the scriptures say. Cleave unto him. So, again, verse 21, to leave fill thy mouth with laughing and thy lips with rejoicing. And as the scriptures say, the Lord shall wipe away all tears. So we're going to be happy, man. Right now, we're literally crying in our every night, in our sleep. We cry ourselves to sleep. We get stressed out. That won't be the case in the kingdom anymore. Verse 22, they that hate thee, and that's the heathens, and also these wicked ass 2/3. All right, they're in that Gentile state of mind, so you could apply this to Jake as well. All right, they're likening to the heathens. All right, they want to be called a Mexican. They want to be called an African American. They want to be called this and then the third, man. That's stupid. So they that hate thee, all right, shall be clothed with shame, and the dwelling place of the wicked shall come to naught. And these nuclear missiles are gonna destroy this place, from out the face of the earth. All right, thus hate the scriptures. It's just gonna be nothing but a goddamn wasteland. All right, from a beautiful place that turned into a thriving line of traffic to a damn wilderness. All right, to a damn desert. Where nothing but animals will inhabit the place. All right, so they that hate thee shall be clothed with shame, and that's the destiny in the future for all these wicked people. Starting off with Esau, Edom. Because they all had a part against us. They hate us, man. They hate us. They literally despise us. They wish us. They scorn us to death, man. All right, there's nothing more that they would want to do but to kill us. Or just like back in the ancient world, you know how Jake got down. All right, you know how that heathen got down. Why? Because this truth is really treason. They hate this word, man. But like it says in the book of Luke, the 10th chapter, verse 16, actually, I'm gonna get that out. It reads, "He that heareth you heareth me, and he that despiseth you despiseth me." And that word "despise" in the etymology would be. And this was supposed to be a quick hit, but I guess it's just turned into a normal lesson. Kahalag Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Harachak Wadash. Kahalag Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahushai, Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahushai. The water Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, man. So it reads, that word despise means disdain, scorn. Disdain is a synonym to that word hate, man. Hate, contempt. The feeling that someone or something is unworthy of one's consideration or respect. These people hate us, man. These people disrespect us. They dislike us. All right, so he that despiseth you despiseth me. And I say, how was I speaking? Because it's in the red letter. And he that despiseth me, that despiseth how was I? Then they despise him that sent me. He that despises me despiseth him that sent me. And who's that? Who's that sent you how was I? 2,000 years ago? The Heavenly Father Yahweh. All right, so just want to bring that point out. These people hate us, man. But that won't be the case in the kingdom. Or as a matter of fact, they're gonna wail and cry, and that one, the elder Damawath, if I'm not mistaken, that's his name. A couple years ago, like in 2020, who spoke about that vision about him in the kingdom, a vision of him in the kingdom, watching a movie in the cinema, and it's basically the accounts being relived on the screen of all the Akim's experiences on this hellhole. And you had the scenes of the righteous, all right, how they were enduring, and then you had the certain scenes with wicked people. And you had Eve bugging down and whatnot. And next thing you know, the Akia, the elder's wife in the dream will bow, just bow down and started crying and saying, "I'm sorry for all my wickedness." See, so that's gonna be them for all eternity, man, for all eternity. All right, that shame will stick to them. And we don't want to be in that lot. We don't want to be that lot, all right? Like it says in the book of Matthew, the 7th chapter, verse 21. And then many shall say, "Lord, Lord, haven't we cast out devils?" And then in thy name, and then the Lord shall say, I never knew you, depart from me, hence, if I never knew you. We don't want to be that lot. Or we want to be saved, man. We don't want to bear shame when we're going face to face with the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and it's only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. No, man, we want to, because in this truth, man, you're basically intimate with them, right? So we want to keep that intimacy and that confidence with them, towards them, to the kingdom as well. So this is the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter, and verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, that being the elect, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. All right? Starting off with the Israelites, man. You don't want to be that lot. And especially if you're an Israelite, a wicked Israelite, you have to bear that for all eternity. You're never gonna die. All right, you're not gonna have the mercy like the heathen, to whereas you literally lose all your memories. Life after life after life. So one life, and then you die, and then you forget those memories. You're born again with the memory wipe. Although the heathen will understand their history, their forefathers doing all this BS to our people, they won't remember their past life exactly. But the Israelites, they're gonna remember everything, man. Why? Because we'll be on top as well. All right, we're gonna receive all the understanding, all the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that's hidden from us. We'll receive it. We'll receive everything, man. So, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Everlasting contempt. So that will be on you guys now. All right, just like you guys hate us with contempt, you guys will be hated with contempt. Or you guys will be looked down upon. Or you guys were the ones that bullshitted the prophets. See? So openness, regard of disobedience. You guys are going to be disregarded. So all these top famous people that you see on the earth right now, how they're praised? Well, the elect will be praised. And those same, once famous celebrities on this side of the world will be nothing but standards in the kingdom. Just to fill up our legacy of being a great nation. You got Nas, all right, Mobb Deep, Outkast, all Jake out there, all those Jakes. How they're top right. You know how they're on the top right now, very famous and being praised and idolized and whatnot. Well, guess what? You guys will be stripped away clean from that. You guys will be nothing, man. You guys are gonna bear shame. So lastly, I want to get out the book of Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter, verse 19. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee. And that word undo meaning to actually make that out, to unfasten and open. Alright, cancel, annul, or reverse in action or effect. Like when you shake your iPhone and it says undo action. Yes or no? So behold, all that time I will do, behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee. That word afflict, because you're supposed to look into the words like the other Apostle Gabor states. You can't just look at it like off the cover and just assume what it means. You have to look deeply into it. That word afflict meaning to cast down, to dash down, cause great unhappiness for distress, cause physical pain or suffering. And man, we're literally suffering mentally, physically, and spiritually, dog. And we also get emotional sometimes. So there's that as well. We're beset against all this affliction, man. So behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. See, so we'll be praised, man. We'll be famous. Starting off with the elect, because the whole nation of Israel will be respected in the kingdom. All these nations, all the heathen, the actual heathen nations will feel continuous shame. But that's going to be starting off with the elect that will be receiving the praise and fame, because they're going to be the top of the top. Because the Lord deals with order. All right, he deals with the social class. So you're gonna have Yahweh Shai, King David, the apostles, the rest of the 144,000. All right, then it's the rest of the elect that aren't the prophets. And then below them, it's going to be the 2/3 and then the new spirits, man. See, there's an order to this thing. And then you got the heathens. And on the lowest of the heathens, it's got to be Esau, Edom. Verse 20. At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you. For I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth. When I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord Yahweh. Hey, see, so that's the future of the nations. All right, that the Israelite nation shall be praised and be respected. All right, and that the heathen nation shall feel continuous shame. But even then, you're gonna have 2/3 of our people feeling shame for all the BS that they did. But with that being said, this video was edifying. Lord, will we continue to push? I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Harachak Wadash. The bonus of the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this 100% truth. All right, much peace and blessings spent to you. Hopefully, you liked out there pushing out this word of thought, truth, and sincerity. So, y'all can say shalom. Shalom.